Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Mike Cho, Physical Therapist. Hey, today we are having a special guest. It's the new year. We're gonna have a special person in interview today. His name is Steve Glukh. He's the CEO of HelloNote. We'll be back in a few seconds. Okay.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
Well, what is going on, my Facebook, YouTube, and podcast friends? Hey, if you can hear us live, type in live. If you hear us in the replay and the podcast, type in replay. Well, you know what? We haven't been going live recently, and of course, it's the new year, and I just recently celebrated my birthday, and then of course, I got got a special shout out from HelloNote, and it's really not a coincidence, We have really scheduled this interview with our friend Steve Glukh. He's the CEO of HelloNote. So, and I told him, hey, man, we gotta start the year right. And he said, yeah, let's do this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in Steve. He is going to talk about how we can start our year right by finding your alternative career, by opening up your own private practice using HelloNote. So without further ado, let's go ahead, bring in this amazing Steve. What is going on, Steve?
Hey, Mike. Hey, everyone.
Well, first of all, tell us where you at. Are you in New York right now?
I'm in New York. Yep, it's cold here this time of year, but that's where we are. Our office is here, so that's where I am.
Cool. Well, let me beat you to it. Ours, we're at 32 degrees, man. How about you?
36. About 36, but at least no snow, and you got snow, so you got the shorter end of the stick there.
Yeah. Snowed in. Well, of course, I told you already earlier before we went live. I went out and work at the hospital. So, but could you please tell us again? How can we start our year right? Does it come from? Do we need to write a New Year's resolution? Do we need to write it up, or how does this work, man?
Yeah, absolutely. So first, Mike, I just want to say happy birthday and happy New Year to you, and congratulations on your success of Jerry Hat. So it's crazy how fast that you made it happen. What location number are you on now?
Well, just between you and me, we were at 7, but today, we talked about it. It's location 8. So.
Oh, that's a new one.
Yeah, the hospital.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. So, listen, just how fast you're growing is amazing, and I think it's an inspiration to everyone that is listening, or just honestly just following you, because you are, as well as myself, right? So we are a therapist. So we show that just as a therapist, you can start your own business, and I guess the point of this meeting today is just to let everyone know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. If you feel burned out from where you are now, you can start a new business, right? So there's no reason why, with your skill set as a therapist, right? And as a therapist, we have to go through a lot, right? Schooling, field works, passing our boards, going through different, not careers, but who knows? Maybe you want pediatrics, you went to like a physical place, like outpatient, hospital, skilled nursing, right? All of this is your experience as a therapist and as a business owner. I really believe that. I really believe that every experience, no matter how bad it is something that you take with you, and you can repurpose that, and you can start your own business. Right. And that's kind of the goal today, is just to talk a little bit about that, because there's still a lot of therapists out there that I speak with, and they never think about opening up a practice. And then when we discuss that there's not much to it to actually start it, they say, well, I could do that. And I said, of course you can do that. You know, you are a therapist. You went through all the schooling. You've had your experiences working in these different industries. Even if you worked in one industry, that might be better, because now you know which niche you want to focus on. Or maybe you don't want to focus on that niche. Maybe you don't like where you are. But that's the beauty of having your own business. You get to decide, right? And that's what we want to talk about today.
Yeah. Well, first of all, not because Steve is here right now, but I just want to thank him, because we would be able to scale and grow to our first staff or first employee without HelloNote. With Steve's guidance. Actually, Steve, is it okay if I share? Steve actually helped me to do my own billing step by step. Literally, he, handheld me and everything. And I knew a little bit about EMRs. I knew a little bit about, going to the website, Availity or whatever you call that. But he literally, hey, this is how you click, Michael. This is how you do it. And this is how you submit, to the point that he even helped me check my first reimbursement. And then from then on, I said, I think I need to obviously hire our first therapist, our first PTA. And then we grew from there. So HelloNote, EMR really is very instrumental, Steve. So for those people who are watching, if you really want to start your own business or find your alternative career, sometimes it's really not a big pivot. Sometimes you can, it doesn't have to be a full 180 wherein, okay, I'm going to quit therapy, right? You can start this little side hustle. It was really a side hustle for me when we started this, me and Steve. It was like, Steve, I'm just going to see one or two patients, and then I got fired. And then all of a sudden it became my full-time job.
So, in disguise, right?
So, I remember that, right, Steve? I even called you, man, right? Steve, I got fired from my full-time job. And he said, well, why don't you just do this full-time? I'm like, I said, I guess so. And then boom. So I didn't want to take away your thunder there, Steve. So you mentioned about the year.
I love hearing that. I love hearing that, and I'm sure everybody else loves hearing like real examples of how you became a business owner, right? Not everyone, and most of us that are running a practice didn't have some like a family member or something like that gave them a business. They started a business because there was a need for it, or they found it within themselves to start a business, right? And I want to emphasize that, because listen, a lot of therapy practice owners started a business not because they were handed a business, but because they were just at that point, at that breaking point where they were not happy, whether it was because of the patient care, like the industry, or whether they feel burned out, or they just had an idea. And in your area, maybe there's not much competition at all to do what you want to do. So, and as Mike said, it could start as a part-time, it could start as a side hustle, right? Because that can flourish into something big. And Mike is living proof of that, because he started as a side hustle, and now he has, over 5, 6, 7 locations now. So the sky's the limit, really. You, of course, don't want to overburden yourself. So if you are thinking about starting a business, don't start thinking about multiple locations all at once. Just start small and let that grow, because you're going to learn a lot just by a side hustle.
I like what you said, start small. So for those people who are watching, I started with one or two patients. Well, actually, just one. And I remember Steve and I were talking about it. I told him, hey, Steve, I'm just going to see this patient 1 to 2 times a week. And that's it. It wasn't a pressure. There's no pressure for me to do productivity. I was seeing this client in the home. It was a home visit. For those people who don't know, you as the therapist, PT, OT, PTA, you can see a patient in the home. Of course, you can't. It's really very hard to do home health part A. That's a long process, ladies and gentlemen. But if you do what me and Steve and Kara's doing, the Medicare Part B, you can definitely see the patient in their home, of course, or in their clinic, or in the home, or even telehealth. There's part of our business, Steve, is also growing our telehealth business, wherein we try to reach out and not contract, partner and have a relationship with the DME providers. So they
Yeah.
go there, the DME providers goes there, the ATP, and then we do a telehealth. They become the therapy extender, and then we're able to build that. Of course, telehealth is good until March 2025, so that's still good. So you can even start a business utilizing HelloNote as in doing telehealth. I mean, you can do the home visits too, and then slowly grow, like what Steve was talking about here. So, Steve, all right. So, if someone is interested, okay, I mean, I know you guided me before, and you and Kara and Steve, the rest of the people in the next level. Is there a step-by-step program where we can do this? Do we get LLC? Do we get a DBA? Do we get, how does this work? What's
All
EIN? I
these
mean,
matters, right?
would you
Like what
be
do you need?
guiding people how to do this?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So the beauty of, I think, today's world with social media and the alternative healthcare career group that Mike and Emma run are also allows everyone to kind of join a community that you don't feel alone, right? So there's other programs out there that will help you start a business, right? So we have Tony Maritado, who's a huge help in Medicare billing space, right? We have Kara Welke, who has the next level program. So there's so many opportunities to reach out and get help or just a consultation. And this doesn't cost you anything, right? This is not going to cost you anything at all to reach out and just ask for guidance and help, right? So once you decide that business ownership is right for you, at that point, yes, you can join a program. And Kara has a wonderful program where she can help you build a business from the ground up. And she has over 200 therapists that have done this, probably more by now. So definitely reach out. But even to me, right? If you want guidance or you want to just kind of figure out if business ownership is right for you, just shoot me an email, DM me, whatever you need. Just do that. Do that small step, and that can go a long way. Okay, regardless of if you use HelloNote or not, doesn't matter. We want, as a therapist, I want to see more successful practice owners out there, and I do not like hearing stories about therapists being burned out. Okay, which is one of the reasons we started HelloNote, is because I was burned out. So I wrote HelloNote, in my basement, whatever it was 10 years ago, and just to help me streamline documentation. So I do not want that for other therapists, because we went to school to get a license to treat patients and help them, right, regain their strength, walk, self-care, all of that. And then we were thrown into documentation and billing, which we didn't sign up for. So I absolutely would love if you email me, or even Mike. I'm sure he will route you to the right people. And even just hearing his story is just, honestly, it's kind of like a seal of approval if you ever want to venture into business ownership and you're scared to do so. So yes. So the new year just started, and I know a lot of you have New Year resolutions. So if you ever thought about running a business, then definitely reach out to anyone in the group, in the community, and we'll help you, at least figure out if it's something you really want to do.
That's so true. That's so true. It really has to come from within too, right, Steve? Because
Yeah, you can't
running a business or
read
being
all this stuff.
self-employed.
Right. It
Go
has to
ahead.
come from within, because if you're reading all these, I'm a business owner, I'm so happy, this and that, a lot of times, it's just what that person is showing you. But there's so much more that goes into it. Is it easy to start your business? Absolutely. I truly believe it is very easy now to start a business. Right. So let's list it out, Mike, right? What do you need to start a business? Hey, you need to be a therapist, which we are. Right. And even if you're an assistant, you can still start a business. I've heard of many
It's true.
PTAs and OTAs that say, "Oh, I can't start a business. I'm a coder or a PTA." That's not true. We actually have many clients with HelloNote that are PTA and coda owners that started their own business. And of course, you employ the therapist, the supervising therapist, but you can absolutely start a business by being a coda and an assistant. So right. So you have to be licensed, right? And then depending on your state, right? And Mike, that was one of your questions. Like, what do you do? LLC, PLLC, incorporated, DBA, all that stuff. So it really depends on your state, and that's something we can actually guide you. So once you, and again, all that stuff is just paperwork and filling out an application fee. Some states are much cheaper than others, right? New York, it's a little more expensive, maybe over $1,000 or so. But other states, you can form a company for as little as like $200-300, right? So once you do that, you're good to go. You have an LLC, and then you do your credentialing, right? So once you do your credentialing, you're ready to see patients, right? All you needed is that, and of course you need an EMR, which we do have incentives for new business owners. Okay, so it'll keep you under $100. So what else? Especially if you're doing therapy in the home, like Mike started, you don't have to pay rent. Mike, did you have to pay any rent or any expenses when you saw a patient in the home?
No. I mean, of course. I mean, I just went to the patient's home. I watched all your webinars, you and Kara and then Anthony, and I mean, I just blindly did it because I listened to who knows what they're doing. Sometimes that's the key, I believe. Because like what you said, if that PTA or a CODA or PT or OT, if they themselves said, I can't start a business, guess what? You can't start a business. But if
Yeah.
you deep inside, if you're watching right now, I know who you are, who's watching. You are deep inside telling yourself you can't do it. Guess what? You can't do it. But if you deep inside you say, I can do this and I want to do this, you will find a way. Just like when you're treating a patient, right, Steve? We've got patients who are very, 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 bed bound, been in the bed bound for 4,000 years now, 4 years, and their hands are crippled. And a lot of therapists will say, oh, no, there's no rehab potential. There's no restoration. Let's even say, they're in hospice. But if you yourself, your goal is to help this patient get better and stronger, you will find a way how to take care of that patient. And same thing when you're starting a business. If you yourself say, I can do this, I want to grow it to, 1 patient, 2 patient, 3 patient, 2 employees to 30 something employees, you will find a way. And one way, you got to find that why, because the what and the how will all follow. And the what and the how is actually the HelloNote. The why is me wanting to serve seniors. And the what and the how is actually where HelloNote comes in, the billing people comes in, all your systems and process comes in. But if you have your why itself, you won't have a problem, finding your alternative career. Sorry about that, Steve. I was
No,
on a roll there.
Well, yeah, no, that's well said. So yeah, as long as you want to do this, and what I mentioned about just reach out to see if it's even something you want to do, that's important because look, at the end of the day, it's your career, and maybe you don't want to be a business owner, but you also don't want to have that regret where you took another path, right, and you decided not to do it, and you got employed by another great company, maybe not in healthcare and something else. But then you realize, you know what, maybe I should have started my own business, or at least I should have tried to see where it goes. Right. So don't live with that regret, because to start your own business is such a simple process that you should at least try. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out for you, that's it. You just dissolve your company and you move on. But at least you said you tried. And again, this only goes to those that want to do this, right? There's some therapists out there that just like, no, I never want to deal with this and done. So if that's you, then no, we're not telling you to start a business if it's not something that you've never wanted to do or you don't want to do. But I know majority of therapists that reach out to me personally, and they say they want to start a business. They just don't know where to begin. And then I say, sure, no problem. Here's this resource. Here's that resource. And come back with any other questions. And I'm always happy to have those therapists come back and say, I took the first step. I formed an LLC or a PC, whatever it is in your state. And that's awesome, because once you take that initiative, there's kind of no going back now, because now you have a company, right? It's like you formed that you have to take care of now, right? So at least it gives you that like as Mike said, within, now you have to take care of that entity, right? And because it's a life form, essentially. Otherwise, the IRS is not going to be happy if you just put it to the side, because you have to do something with it, right? And again, if it does not work out, if it truly does not work out, then you can always tell yourself you tried and you moved on. That's it. But I do have many therapists that reach out to me and they want to do it. They say, oh, this is like, I've dreamt about this. I dream about this currently, of me being a business owner. And I tell them, okay, do this, do that, do this, research, open up a company. And they don't do it. They don't do it. And again, I know life gets in the way. There's different reasons for that, but you don't want to not try. And again, if this is not your year, do it next year, but you don't want to keep pushing it off, right? So that's my recommendation. If you've ever thought about running a business, there's so much potential to run a business. Listen, if you're burned out by treating, you don't want to treat anymore, and you're looking for an alternative career, then starting a business could be that alternative career, because you don't have to treat. You can start a business, you can hire the therapist, and then you work on the marketing efforts and billing and all that. And then, of course, you can delegate that later as well, right? I have a lot of successful therapists that started with HelloNote and then they sold their business, right? That's awesome, right? So you don't have to do this forever unless you want to. There's plenty of therapists out there that just want to leave a legacy for their family and they don't want to retire. They love what they're doing. And honestly, I heard many therapists say this, and I love this. They found the spark again by running their own business. Because
That's so true.
when they were burned out working for somebody else and starting their business, they found that fire again that they wanted to treat. It was like a new kind of life, new beginning for them. And I love to hear that. So yeah, that's that to me makes makes us, as HelloNote, from a HelloNote perspective, it makes us do what we do and why we do what we do, because of stories like that. Because we want therapists to love what they do. And with HelloNote, we offer so many features, so many training opportunities at an affordable price, where and we're resistant to increasing prices a lot of times too, right? And it's hard for us too, because our vendors increase prices, but our core mission is to take care of therapists, and we'll do that to the best that we can. As long as we can turn some type of profit, we'll make sure our prices are as affordable as possible.
It's true. Well, I like what you said about bringing that spark back, or that fire back. Yes, we're running a business. There was a time I wasn't seeing any patient. I had the reason why I'm seeing patients right now. I had a PT quit, so I'm seeing and evaluating right now for one of our clinics. But when I wasn't seeing patients, to be honest, I was kind of burned out, because I was doing all the management stuff. Right, I was doing all the management, all the business stuff. I was in the billing area. I was, tinkering with the marketing. I was doing, all the administrative stuff. And then now that I'm back, kind of evaluating and, a little bit of treatment here and there, seeing 2 or 3. Today I saw 4 or 4 or something. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And I didn't have to do productivity. I didn't have to see 4,000 patients in a day or 16 patients in a day. Like, and I didn't have the group because I owned it. And if if they were deemed appropriate, I'll pick them up. If not, of course, we send them a different referral. So uh, that's what Steve was talking about. Finding your fire, your spark back, and then I like what he said about not living life with regrets. The richest place on earth, it's not in the Middle East, it's not in Far East Asia, it's not even the United States. The richest place on earth is actually the cemetery, because there are businesses there. There were books. There are songs that never sang, or is that how you say it? There were books that never been written, business that
Mhm.
hasn't been implemented, because they die with their dreams. And if you really want to find your alternative career, starting the year right, you got to wake up, obviously, from that dream, and you got to start doing it and implementing it. And the first thing that you need to do is reach out to Steve and his team and how he can help you guys. I know you're a very busy man, Steve. It's Friday. Any last parting wisdom for our team, for people who are watching? And of course, where can they find you? Website and email, your social security and your bank account number, and last four digits of social.
My yeah. So yeah, as last words for this show, reach out. Just reach out, even if it's just a simple message, just to say, "Hey, what's up?" I'll respond to you, whether you DM me on social media or email me on email, steve@hellonote.com. Just reach out. Let me know what's going on. If you ever thought about running a business, even if you didn't, just reach out. That's all I ask. And the reason I ask that is because I like to conversate with people. And there were many times where I spoke to therapists that would have never dreamed about running a business. And here they are today running a successful business. And again, if it's not something you want to do and it's just a thought in your mind and it's not the right time, then that's fine. Just reach out later. Maybe another day or maybe another year. You finally want to do it. Just don't wait until it's too late. And the best time to start, as they say, the best time to start is always yesterday. So, and the reason for that is also not because of you, also because of competition, right? So if you want to open up a practice, whether it's in home or brick and mortar, right? You also have part of business ownership is knowing that you have to turn a profit, right? You can't operate a business and not make money from it, right? Or maybe some of us can run a pro bono clinic, but many of us cannot. Most of us cannot, right? So knowing where you place your business is very crucial to ensuring success of your business, because you need referrals, right? You need patients referrals. So I've also had therapists that I've been working on or with, and by the time they made their first move, they couldn't get referrals, and the reason is because there was just the market was too saturated. So that's another incentive for you to start reaching out now, as opposed to later, right? And again, it's just planting a seed. Just reach out, we'll chat, and if it's right for you, I'll connect you to the right people, and then you can make your own decision if it's something you want to do or not.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you. But before I let you go, ladies and gentlemen, remember the word fast, FAST, letter people that will bring out the best in you, because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So today, I hang out with Steve. I feel like, like I want to be a tech guy. Well, he's actually not really a tech guy. He's an OTR at first. Now he's a tech CEO, right? So find people, okay? You got to be intentional about it. You just can't be a wandering generality wherein you're just, okay, I'm going to hang out with this random people. No, you got to make sure you find those people. And that's what Steve was talking about, reached out to Anthony Maritato, Kara, Steve, people that will actually bring out the best in you, okay? Next letter is letter A, take action. All right, take action. I don't know if you've noticed everything that Steve said. Reach out to him, reach out to him, reach out to him. That's taking action, ladies and gentlemen, because imperfect action beats perfect in action. A lot of us therapists, we like to analyze, which is good, right? Because when we're evaluating patients, we're analyzing it, right? But what happens that we're on that analysis period, and it becomes analysis paralysis, and we don't, we're not taking action. So take action. It doesn't have to be perfect. Go talk to Steve. Reach out to HelloNote. They got this email thing, newsletter. And that way you could follow what they're recommending. Inside that HelloNote itself, it's not just an EMR. It's actually an all-in-one, one-stop thing, because it texts your patient. You can fax through that EMR. All right. It's a documentation, actually an electronic medical record. We have patients from the state and we put the information there. We just upload it there. It's like a web-based thing for us. Not aside from faxing. There's a lot more. That it can do for the price of he's talking about $100 a month. So it's really affordable to start. Next letter on the word fast is letter S. Is shoot for the moon. Why you keep shooting for the moon? You're gonna miss it. What does that mean? It means that when you keep doing this, you're gonna fail. You're gonna make mistakes. I failed a lot. I got rejected all the time. I got fired. I think the only person who's not making mistake is Steve. But you're gonna fail. As the business owner, you'll get all this rejection. So but what matters is how many times you get up and do this all over again. So that's what Steve was talking about. Keep pushing, keep going, don't stop. And last but not the least, on the word fast is letter T, is teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, that's what Steve is doing. That's what Next Level is doing. That's what the Medicare group of Tony is doing. They're teaching us how to find ways, because the more you teach it, the more you'll understand it. Again, thank you very much, Alternative Health Career Group. Thank you, Steve, for your time and everything. We appreciate you. Be awesome, be great, be excellent, and we'll see you in the next episode of the Starting the Year Right with HelloNote Steve. Okay. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks, everyone.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.